listen over. You a queen when I less than I'm a gozy. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie. Girl, you're such a powerful woman.
Hi my ninjas, how are you doing? It's your girl Owamie, aka Miss Fearful Brain, back for our entertainment. If it's the first time joining me, most definitely welcome. Please do make sure that you subscribe and obviously hit the bell. I absolutely love you, and do not forget follow me on Instagram, TikTok and Twitter. It's at boldly Owamie. And my ninjas, do not forget, if you want to have a shout out, if you want to shout out your channel, it's only 380, so you should go ahead and just make that payment. And obviously, or rather I'll have numbers somewhere here. Just go ahead and send my PA and she will definitely deal with that situation. But anyway, I am literally speaking so fast because I'm sitting home today. I was like, maybe I won't do videos. Left my filming equipment at the studio, or rather my batteries, but thank goodness I actually have my vlogging camera, so that's the one that we're using. The audio won't be as good, but you guys will still be able to hear me because this is a decent camera, okay? Anyway, my ninjas, let's go ahead and talk about Thabo Besta's today. I think it's gonna be Thabo Besta's day because I feel like I want to say a lot of stuff, but I do not want to like box them in one video just because, you know, transaction could be lost in there, because I know that there are certain people that, you know, not ninjas, you know, I'm talking about like nunjus. All nunjus are slow. So I don't want the nunjus to misunderstand us, you know. But anyway, ninjas, let's go ahead and start off with just a bit of a background story. You guys know I've not been really reporting on this as much just because I feel like almost every single time they go to court, it's just, you know, one postponement or another. There's not been anything that I would say was significant enough for me to can actually come out here and talk to you guys about it. But basically, guys, there's a guy called Thabo Besta that was labeled the Facebook arrest. Okay, now we are trying to not get flagged up here in this business, you know. But anyway, he was basically arrested for for murder, right, wherein he says it was accidental. It seems like from the allegations that I hear, he tried to SA the lady, or they were girlfriend and boyfriend. Somehow, like, you know, a fight ensued and he ended up actually you know, taking her life with a knife. And so he was someone that would like maybe make posts and say that, hey, you're gonna get a job, blah blah blah. You go there, he robs you, and he also sexually assaults you, you know. So obviously horrible stuff. Now, he got arrested a long time ago. I think when he got arrested, I was definitely at a point where I was not, it's either I had not started blogging or I was just not really deep in there like that, because I vaguely remember this story, but I never reported on it. If I don't think I ever did. I usually have a good mind of like something I've reported on, but I don't remember actually reporting on his arrest or anything like that. Everybody was just like, okay, you know what, this guy's in jail, everything is done. All of a sudden, I think this was last year late. You know, they say that, well, there was a fire that broke and the guy has basically been deceased. And of course, because it had been years of us not even talking about him, not even really thinking about it, because the world moves on, honey, the world moves on. Everybody was just like, oh, what a tragic, but you know, okay. And everybody moved on up until somebody sees this nigga with a Dr. Nandipama Gudumana at Woolies in Santon. Like, and they're like, wait a minute, dead man walking? What on earth is happening? Now, when somebody said that they saw him, you know, he looked different when he went to prison, or at the jail. You know, he did not have hair, you know, but when he was out, you know, he had hair, he had beards and everything. So some people were like, it looks like him, but is it him? You know, we don't really know. Up until, you know, at first the people that said alleged this, a lot of us were like, well, you is crazy, honey. We didn't even care really. Up until it was something that was now proven that actually it's him and he is alive, because the post-mortem, when they actually went in there to try and check who is the person that got burnt in that unit, it was not him, you know. And so that was when a lot of stuff started coming out on how they are alleging that Nandi Pama Gudumana was out here running with dead bodies. dead people's bodies. And then unfortunately the guy that they actually burnt in there, he actually was someone that they're alleging that he fell and then somehow he passed, and because of, you know, his description kind of maybe was the closest to Bester, that's the corpse that they took and then they burnt, and then obviously switched, or rather swapped, and made it seem like, you know, obviously it was him. There was also a case of another old man that they alleged that Nandi Pamagudumana actually went and she got those corpse, and when I guess maybe they could look at, maybe either the plan did not go right, or maybe they looked at the age difference, they decided to dump the body, guys, like Agazisa, you know. But then they ended up actually being on the run, and then they were caught in Tanzania, if I'm not too mistaken, and then they were brought back into the country. So the first time that we all saw them back in the country, guys, like, I mean, with Nandi Pamagudumana, we're like, okay, we know Juwi is alive, so Juwi is a person. But with Thabo Bester, we were like, wait a minute, like, this is some American movie change, because, like, you mean to tell me the man we all believed to be dead is out here, like, literally facing us and walking, you know? Now the first pictures that actually came out of them being arrested at that side, as they alleged that they were about to cross the border and they wanted to actually obviously go to, like, you know, the USA or something like that. We were all just really honestly shocked. We all were really honestly just shocked, you know. And so they were brought back here, they got arrested, and they've been arrested since. There was a time where there were allegations that Bester didn't want to eat the food. There were times that, you know, more and more stuff started coming out, you know. We even find out that the likes of Simpi Wengema, you know, went to visit him, and we're like, wait a minute, honey, I mean, if you is visiting Thabo Bester, but you claim you were scammed, or rather not paid by one Mr. Mutsepe, whatever, like, what exactly is going on here, you know? But anyway, guys, as I'm saying, there's been a lot of allegations that have come out, from Nandi Pamagudumana being, you know, assaulted, to her getting poisoned, food poisoning, to Bester this and that, her father. There's a lot that is basically going on. But anyway, this is the first time that we actually got to hear Bester speak, okay, and that is today. And yes, do I have the footage? Of course, Shibubu, I've got the footage, and so I'm gonna go ahead and place it here, and I'll be back with the rest of my commentary.
I am not the worst inmate in this country. I don't have the highest counts. I have 3 counts. But I am the most popular inmate in this country for no reason, because of the political carnage and because of the political issues that I have in my personal capacity that have nothing to do with this legal proceedings. And I feel that I am out to address that. And Your Honor, with my last point, that I feel it's unfair for these people that are sitting here as my so-called accused to be in court when I know very well they have nothing to do with this. When I know very well that they were not present in any of these issues that are in this indictment. The people that are being protected by the investigating team are very clearly known. I have more than enough evidence to prove that this thing is much more than just an average people that are working at an institution called G4S that just decided on one day to release me. It's highly impossible for them to do that without political power or other high office involved in this issue. I have been out in South Africa living my life for a year. I have not violated any human, but I am treated with the utmost, even in the legal fraternity, Your Honor. It's very difficult for me to appoint an attorney. Attorney would cancel brief on the base that say, I don't want to be associated with Thabo Bester because the media will attack me. I've had 5 counsels who told me that I would love to be in your case, but I'll be in the background because I cannot be seen in front because you're Thabo Bester. The media will destroy me and the state will never give me any work. Is that anyhow how I should be treated when I am standing in trial, Your Honor? Is that equal to any other person that is standing in trial?
Now, obviously, you guys saw that. You did see how Nandi Pamagudumana was there, like, emotional. No tears, and did you see any tears? I mean, I don't have my glasses on, so maybe I didn't see, because I don't have my glasses. I don't even have my contacts on right now. But I didn't see tears. I did see that, but I didn't see tears. But anyway, guys, I am gonna go ahead and say this, guys. I know some of you guys are gonna be out here and you're gonna hate me, and I want you to listen to me carefully. And I want to hold your hand as I say this. I'm kidding. I don't want to hold your hand. But one thing I'm going to have to say is that I disagree with Thabo Bester, and I also agree with Thabo Bester, and I'll go ahead and clarify. Don't leave this video before I clarify, because they are you know. I disagree with Thabo Bester saying that he's the most famous for no reason. Sir, Jew is the most famous because which other inmate is a dead man walking? Of course you're gonna be famous. Like, we got interested in this because Jewish Boo Boo decided to go and date one of the most famous doctors, a doctor that has been in the likes of Meg G's show, a doctor that was out here living large. Like, we could all see them Porsches, we could all see this and that, and so you decide to go and be with her, right? That's the first thing. The second thing, we have never had it in the history of South Africa. It was literally a shock and such a huge exposure on how incompetent our legal system is. A person that we all believed is in jail actually is out here and is living proof that this person did not die in jail. Now guess what that also did at Thabo Bester? In case you watch this, what it did was that it literally embarrassed the whole legal system. So at this point, if let's say maybe I've got a man that did something Lord forbid, and then I get him arrested and somebody comes and hurts me, I can literally actually say that, listen, it was that man that got arrested, I saw his face. If the legal system comes and says that is impossible, it doesn't happen, I can stand and my lawyer can stand and say, actually, dating to 2023, this time whatever, in the case of Thabo Bester, this is what happened. So you as the law, you cannot even now say that that is impossible. Do you understand that Thabo Bester literally changed the rules of the legal system? He did. His case is gonna get referenced forever in anything that can actually have to do with this. So he is the most famous, or your case is the most famous, not because of any reason, but the fact that obviously it is public interest. Because where have we seen, guys, wherein a man goes to jail, comes out, we believe he died, we believe he buried, and this dead man is out there by Woolies in Soundtown with a very famous dog. Like, Jubu is not even hiding it. At this point, Jubu is not, like, at this point you believe Jubu is a free man, okay? Like, come on, you know. But the part that I actually do agree with him is that Thabo Bester is not the worst inmate here in South Africa. Okay, that's the first thing. He says he has 3 counts. I don't know how many counts he has, but he says that he has 3 counts. Okay, and I'm not gonna say only, because 3 counts is a lot. There's someone that lost their lives, and remember, whenever you essay someone, you literally do kill them. It's just that they are alive physically, but you do emotionally take someone's life. So obviously I want Thabo Bester to be in jail for life, you know. I am one of those people that really honestly wish that we actually had the death penalty in South Africa. And I think he should be one of those, because he has taken a life that, you know, he should be executed. If obviously we were in a country that they really care about you know, human life. Personally, I feel like they don't really care about it. Like, criminals have more rights than us, I personally feel, you know. But anyway, I'm one of those. However, if we're gonna talk about the law, then let's be fair towards everybody. Let's be fair towards everybody. If you sexually assault, then you get life. If you take a life, then you get life. Then let that be applicable to everyone. There's a case of Miss T. Ben, survivor. I don't know if you guys know her. Her daughter was actually killed by her boyfriend. I don't know if they were boyfriend or husband, or but I think they were boyfriend. But Pat does right. Her baby daddy actually did set her and her daughter alight, and so unfortunately the child did not survive. She barely survived. Okay, she was in a coma, if I'm not mistaken, for days. She got so badly burnt that you know, most of her body is covered in burns. When she had to go back to work or back to her life, she had to readjust to everything because of that man, and that man only got 5 years in jail. The ones he stayed is 5, but you know, you guys know, they will count it as twice and claim it's 10 years, but it's really 5 years in actual years of us that are out here living this life. You understand? The guy did come out, allegations say that he took his life, which I'm just like, you know, he did what the government failed to do. They should have just taken his life. Personally, that's me, you know. Take a life, you should also suffer the same fate. But then he only got 5 years, honey, and he is out here. So I'm sitting here and I'm just like, no, I think that the law should definitely be fair towards everybody. He is not the worst inmate, that is the truth. There are people that have done far worse than what he did, but they got lesser sentence and they have been out, you know. Not that I agree with what he did, not that I agree with him having to be free. I don't. I just personally say that if there's gonna be a standard for if you commit this crime, this is what's gonna happen, let it be applicable to everybody. Because now, yes, it does become unfair if you are sitting here and let's say you have taken one life and you have essayed 2 women and you are sitting here with 90 years in jail, and yet you're sitting with someone that has taken 8 lives, that has essayed 20 women, but they got 25 years. Like, that definitely is not fair. And so I think that that's the part that I do agree with him on when he talks about, like, you know, the fairness of everything. I do personally believe that they should give him the sentence that they give everybody. His case should not be special, his case should not be different, or else let them raise all these other people that have done far worse than him and what he has done, and actually say that, okay, fine, for a life is 25 years, no negotiation. For essay is 25 years, no negotiation. So if you essay 3 women, that is 25 times 3, and if you take 2 people's lives, that is another 25 times 2, and then all that. But then again, think about it, like the justice system holding people for like 100 years, you know, they have to feed them for life. I think bring bang hang pa Maibuye. Like, there's a song, guys, it's in it, Tambo Kaibuye. Oh god, guys, sometimes I feel so ashamed. I feel so ashamed sometimes, because I'm just like, you know, I can't remember the songs, but I do remember we grew up actually having such songs when they're saying that bring back the rope, bring back hangpal. Because how are we going to be out here supporting people for 180 years? There's so much, the prisons are full. They are full, and these are people that are not even like getting mentally rehabilitated in terms of, like, I don't think a lot of them are learning anything. They excuse them. That is why, like, if the person has been into jail, they'll be in and out of jail their whole life, because it's not like there's anything that's happening here. They just go there, they sit, and they're like, I can't wait to go out again. And unfortunately, they leave a trail of victims, and I feel like the justice system has just been failing us, you know. But I do have to say, I do agree with Thabo Bester when it comes to this. Yes, sir, you're not the worst inmate in the country, and I've said this before to say, I do feel like when he got sentenced, they sentenced him the right way. That's exactly how they should be sentencing these criminals. Give you 90 years at once and just be like, go, you know. But why are they not doing that towards everybody? That's where the unfairness actually comes. But anyway, do I ever see Thabo Bester getting out of this? 1000% not. I mean, his charges have definitely been added. There's a lot more that is obviously going to still be unfolded. As you guys heard from that video, he's talking about how, you know, he can't even have lawyers that can publicly even represent him like, you know, any other criminal that is out there. And I think that obviously that is because this is a very high profile case. Very high profile case. There have been allegations of his lawyers actually pulling back, and now, due to the fact that he talks about the political side, which that will be another video separate, but let me just, you know, it may make sense a bit, because we're gonna also go ahead and dissect everything that actually happened. And remember, guys, that the allegations were saying that this man was worth over 3 billion. Was it not 3 billion? Was it 1? But it was in billions of rands. That is a lot of money. And so even if, let's say, maybe they're arresting, what are they going to do with this Shimanish Bobo? That will be coming in the next, and we're also going to be discussing Nandi Pamagudumana's reaction and, you know, everything. But anyway, I love you, ninjas. Please do make sure that you comment down below, and obviously I'll be back just now. Bye, ninjas.